exploring how to work with the structure block, the basics of it, how to create something very quickly, just like these structures that you see. I have built those very quickly. It's not like one by one brick. Okay, so everything boils down to the structure block. If you understand the structure block, then you can build anything in creative mode very quickly. Even if you're in creative mode, you actually have to put blocks one by one to make things happen, but understanding the structure blocks makes it super fast. So the basics of structure block: you first get a structure block. Sorry, my bad. It looks like this. Let me place it. So a structure block have different types of operations. So you click in here and you get different types of operation. It's a bit disturbing and very confusing, actually. Not that easy to understand. Probably in other editions it is a bit easy, but in computer edition, Java edition, it is not that easy. So each time you click on this button in here, it actually switches to modes. I mean, it is very confusing. If you see in here, it says save, and also here it says save. So which one to save in here? So this is actually the mood switcher. This is what is saying, that save mode, write to file. So if you click on this, it switches to another mode called the load mode. Another is the corner. So we will discuss all these three except for the data part. So let's start with saving part, that how things gets saved actually. So mostly if you put one by one, that means you are collecting one block from your position, and here the relative positions are there: X, Y, Z. Probably Z is the south and north, and X is the east and west. This is how the Minecraft coordinations are calculated. Now one by one, that means from my position everything is 0 0. X and Y, X and Z both are 0 0. From Y position, that means where the current block is, current structure block is, from that position go up onwards and then collect one cell only. Whatever the cell is, take it to your consideration. So let me give it a name, Alim structure block testing. I used to give it name with my name. You can give it with your name as a starting point. There is a limit of naming actually also. So if that name takes a lot of space, then you might consider removing it. It depends. So I like to keep it full naming so that I could understand later when I come back what that is. And then I also give it a number like 1, 2, 3, 4, because same type I just make various variants, so I give it a number. And then if I click on save, it would give me one block. If you see these bounded block, whatever I place it here, this is going to be saved into this file in your save files. To demonstrate this, let me go to the save file location. If you go to the app data in your machine, if you're on Windows, app data, and then here you have the save files, and inside the save files, which world are you in? So I'm in this world, and inside this world you have a folder called generated, and inside that you have Minecraft and then structures. But bear in mind, in older version of Minecraft, the folder structure is not same. If we go to the older version, this is 1.12, the structure folder contains the structure, so it is a bit different. So these NPT files are actually binary array files. If I'm not wrong, probably you can just search for the wiki. Binary based array file, something like this. So it contains the binary code, but in an array format, something like this, or probably something like with these are binary. That's it, in a structure format that Minecraft can understand this. So if you see these files, these are very small, but it contains everything that has in those blocks. That's it. but you cannot just open and read it from a text file. These are binary based files. So these are the basics. So if I save this block, let me just save or put a block on top of it. Let me put any of the block. Now how to put on top of this, because if I right click, it will show me a pop-up to do the modification on here. So trick in Minecraft is that if you have a right click enable block, then if you want to put something on it, you shift and right click, and then you can put a block on top of it. Now if I click on save and go to my same folder structure, let me just close this. If I click on date modified, you'll see that this file is just saved. It's 1 KB. Now if I wanted to replicate that, all I have to do is put a structure block in there, and then I could say Alim. I can just copy paste the name. Sorry for that. Copy paste the name, and then I'm putting it on top of Y position 1. And I need to change the mode, not the save mode. If I click on save, then it would be vanished, whatever I saved, because I just saved it and then I am clicking on save. That means whatever is saved is going to be overwritten. So before you click on this button, whatever is in the right hand side, make sure that you are in the right mode. To load this method, you just need to click on again. So you see that it's called the load mode. Here you just click on load. The first time you click on load, it will prepare the position where the item is going to be loaded. It's not going to load, but it will show you where it's going to load. And then when you click on it again, you get the item copied. Now with this structure, I could actually change the Y position again and then click on load. It will load. I could say 5, and then I don't want to load, but I want to see where it's going to be. I can just see the box, bounding box, and then decide whether I'm going to load it or not. I could switch up and down and check it. So if I say Y1, that means it will move forward 1 position. So you can understand this by the debug screen. So if you put position, you'll see that here it says that towards positive X facing east. If you're facing east, then it's positive X coordinates. So here if I put 1, that means it would move this way. If I put -1, it will definitely go this way, because if you point your mouse to this word, it will say -X. So this is how you can determine it, that where it's going to be loaded. So most of the time what I do is plus and minus and then find out. I don't see in the debug screen, but you can look at it and just figure out the right way, that do you need to go right or left, and then place it there. That's it. Now the Z coordinates is something like this. If you face towards south, it's positive. If you face towards north, it's negative. So it's the same way around. Now if I do 1 block positive Z, that you see that it's in this direction, I could load the item on the top. You can see that it's on this side. So this is the basics of loading the items. Now what if I have a bunch of items that I wanted to save, let's say. I mean, how did I make this block, right? So first what I did is that I made a 5 or 10 items of the same structure that I wanted to copy. Let's make a black nether house, black concrete powder, polished blackstone. Blackstones looks really nice. It's from nether. Let me take a blackstone and make a house of blackstone. Let's do it very quickly, rather than just brick by brick. Okay, so basics. I will just put some blocks first, And always what I do is I do it in the sky. It is because that I could observe where the things are going on. Now in this section, what we will be seeing is the corner part of the structure block. So I could rather than finding out where the structure is going to be, I could do it first. Let me try it manually. So here I have put my structure block. Now what the Blackstone. Okay, so let me name it as Alim Blackstone, and then I usually put the dimension in here and then put the number. So to understand this, 1 2 3 4, something like this. So let me put 10. That means it should go 10. But before I understand, I have to see that it is in the z direction. So putting in x 10, it does not make any sense. It would probably be 1, and it probably will be 1. Both direction x and y would be 1 1, and this one would be 10 to find this direction. You see, I found the 10 blocks right beside this z-axis. Now I need to put 0 in it because I wanted to copy this line forward, not on top of it, and I wanted to make it one step up from the structure block. I don't want to copy the structure block, so this is how the structure block is selecting it. Now if I say 15, probably I have 15 items, and even more than that I can see. Probably I have 20. I have 20 plus. Okay, 20 is a good number to start with. I have 20 items. To be safe, what I do is write something like this: 1x 1x 20. It helps me understand what type of block it is. I could just save, and then I have it in the memory. Now to make a house out of it, I try to make it like 20 by 20, 15 by 15, 18 by 18, 32 by 32. Previously in Minecraft 15 edition, the highest limit of the structure block was 32 by 32 by 32. But in this 16.1 edition, you can do 48 cross 48 cross 48. I mean, every direction you can take up to 48 blocks. So bear in mind, you cannot make hundreds of blocks of something and can make a copy of it. So you see the structure in the air, it's actually 32 by 30, 32 by something, 32, I mean 32 by height, whatever that is. And I mean the both way, x and z, both ways are 32, and height I don't remember what is the height of it. So this is how the x, y and z is working with the structure block. We have copied it. Now some people use the same block to load it. We can use the same block to change the mode to load, and then change the relative positions to load it from here to there. This is one way to go, but I like to keep the saving one as is. But we can also use the one to both of the item, but let's use different ones. Now let me keep the same naming because it helps. And then here the things are a bit simple. I'm keeping 0. That means whatever the position that is, I want the z to be 1. If I click on load, you see the same structure is being loaded because it's in the z direction. Now if I click on load, I just loaded the 20 blocks. Now if I want to repeat the process, what I can do is just face this direction, and it says negative x. Now negative x, that means if I put -1, I will load to this direction. That's it. Now if I want to go on and on, I would just say 2 3 4, and we can just go on. Now when I hit 5, that means it's a safe number to work on. I mean, I have 5 by 20. I could just repeat that. So let me just copy that. So now what I'm going to do is that I will start -5 in here. X in -5 starts from there, and then I will take X as 5. So that would copy all the items from there to here. Even I could do 6 blocks, I think, because we had 6. Perfect. So we have marked all these items. Now before saving, I should rename this to 6, and the first one is named as is. Now the next one is a different naming, so that I could understand this is that block and this is that block. The dimensions are written in the structure name. Now if I save, I have the block ready. Now to have it loaded, similar process, I could use this one, and then this time I'm going to say start from -5. But if I click on load, sorry, not -5 but plus, I think -5. To understand that where the structure block is, sometimes you have the confusion of overlapping. The easiest way is to make it a bigger height, so that you understand where the structure block is overlapping. So we see the structure block is here. If we want to make further away, so X is in this direction, so if we do it 5, sorry, I'm making a mistake. Let's do -10. -10 goes in this direction. I could do -11 and this one 0. Now right this way. Now once I get to the hold of it, I could just repeat the process. Now the next one would be the 6 plus, so it should be somewhere around 17. You see that 17 starts from there. You just load it, it's there, and then 17 plus 6. So from the structure leveling, I know, so it should be like -23, and then load. Perfect. So we have a very good number of blocks here and there. Now the next step is to make something forward, so that we have a 32 cross 32, something like this. 32 is a good number, or probably we could deal with 20. That is also good, but let's do it with 32 cross 32. That makes more sense. Now to go forward, if I look into this direction, I can see that Z is in this direction. So to load it from my 20, I would say 21. That means it would go this direction. So I could load in this direction, and then I could just reduce the number as usual to load these other blocks. It's loaded, and then I'll have something like 11 loaded. Then I will have something like 5 loaded. Then I will have something like 4, because I only wanted to load one block. That's it. So if I'm not wrong, I should be able to make 32 cross 32 here. 32 cross 32, I have to make here 31, just because the direction it's in a different direction. Okay, so just to avoid confusion, I'm just switching off the boundary block for others. So here you see that I have something missing. I need more blocks. Not sure why I need more blocks. 32 cross 32. Okay, just to simplify this, let's take let's take 32 cross 20. 20 is here. So let's take 20 cross 20, and this should be 19. Okay, we have all the blocks in here. Now the trick I'm going to apply is that save this. We want 2 into 32. That's our main goal. Save this. I have 20 cross 1 cross 20. That is helpful because if I want to make a structure of 20 cross 1 cross 20, I will have this. Now I will use this load block again to load this 20 block, but this time I will from minus 21. Let's see where that is loading. I don't see the boundary block. It is in this direction. Okay, now we wanted to load in the negative x direction. So we will say minus 21. This is 0 actually. Z would be 0. No, not 0, but here is a Enderman. Not 0, but 1 actually. This is a nice way. So probably we have to deal with it like 32 like this. Yeah, we have some new blocks in here. Probably we could say 41. Yeah, this seems about right. We should have something like 43. Okay, perfect. Now let me load this, and now once we load this, we want to load it to the forward as well. So this is where I will say 21. So it will occupy this block. Now once we just done with the basic block, we are almost done with building the house actually. We have completed the whole shape, 32 cross, even more than 32 actually. Now here what I will do is that first I will create a 32 cross 32. 32 cross 32. It should be 31. Yeah, we are getting everything under this 32 cross 32. So I will save this block, and then I make other blocks like 20 cross 1 cross 20, and then I will also make 18 cross 18. 20 we already made. 18 cross 18. These are for helping purposes, that we could do many different structures in future. Once we get this, everything is just a piece of cake. We will see. And then I will do a 15 cross. It should be 14, 15, and 15. Perfect. Saved. We have the perfect block. And then I do a 12 cross block. This would be 11. Done. And then I do a 10 cross block. And then I do a 8 cross block. These are for helping purposes, so anytime I need this type of stone, I could just take that from the stacks that I have, because I have everything in here. It's just a matter of just taking the numbers out. That's it. 8 cross 1. Perfect. Now let's build the house very quickly using some structures. So I will do a 32 cross 32, and this should be minus 31. This should be 1. If I'm not wrong, let's see what it looks like. It looks like it starts from here, but my goal is to start from this direction, so it should be positive x 1. Should be 30 actually. This is the good one. Now we have everything in here. If you load it, this creeper will go probably underneath it. Let's see what happens. Let me load it first. We have loaded and creeper is under there. If you wait, you will die anytime soon, because he cannot move, he cannot go out. Oh, he can. Okay, that's great. Okay, now I will just move this up and up and up. So we're on the level 1. Let's go to level 2, the same direction, then go to level 3, then go to level 4, then go to level 5, then go to level 6. Level 6 is the healthy number. Actually, you can build anything in between these level 6 actually, because you can make a house in 3x3 under this 31, or you can make 2 by something, I mean 2 blocks inside the hole, and then you can make a house inside it. So anyway, you can just make this happen. So this is the trick. You get a whole block of everything. That's it. That's the first structure of the house building. Now if you imagine, if I started to do it from manually, it would take a lot of time. And we have discussed everything. That's why it took a lot of time. But other than that, it's very easy. It can be done very easily. There is also other tricks, like we should always start from the north actually. So I started with the south, but the idea of building it is actually towards north. So if you are pointing towards north, then put a structure block and build your structure there. Then you don't have to calculate this minus symbol. I have calculated this -1 because I also wanted to demonstrate how you can calculate and finding out the right sweet spot for you. Now I have this. Now the main goal to make a house, the main goal is to make a hole inside it. Now we can just dig deep and then mine it to make a house inside it. But we can use again the structure block concept to make the house inside it using the empty blocks concept. Now I have a bunch of these empty structures placed for me. These are the empty structures, you see, and these are actually named something like the structure that I built. So I build 12 cross 1, I mean 12 cross something, so I have 11. So it is something -1, something -1. So I built 32, so it is 31 because I need to give 1 block away from everything. And I prefer this block actually inside. I prefer to have 3 blocks free. There is a cons to have a 3 blocks house because endermans can spawn in those locations. But if you have 2 by something, this house location, enderman will not spawn. And there's a good thing about the enderman. If it appears, then you can kill it and get the ender pot. Okay. So much talking actually. Now let's load this structure block. Now this is inside. This is going to be inside. Now when you are making or loading something inside, it is a bit tricky to understand where it is going. To understand this concept, what I do, I make something like on top. I try to see the bounding blocks actually. So that's why I put 7. So 6 is my house, 7 is something where it is loading. So this is how it is showing. Now, if you see that it is, everything starts from the structure block. Okay. Now, I wanted to move it to right. So if I look into this, it's -x. So it should be -30 because it's 30 blocks here, 31 blocks here. So -1. -1, and then whatever the number, it should go to the native places. So far so good. It looks good. Now if I look into this, this is actually 2 blocks actually. So probably I have to make 31. No, probably 29 is the right number here. Yeah, so this is in a good shape. At least these Z position is fixed actually in this direction. Now I have to actually fix this direction. This is actually going to be fixed with the Z coordinates. Again, the numbers will only be 2, I think, because from this position I want to only go to be sure. I'm just putting 2 blocks in here and it looks perfect. Every way it needs to be. It's not perfect actually. We're somehow missing something. This is correct, but why it is? Let me check actually what's going on wrong. 32 cross 32, 32, 3 something. Perfect. Then what is in the saving block? Where is our saving block? This is our saving block. 32 to 32. Perfect. Let's make one more time. 31. This needs to be minus 29. This needs to be 7 for testing purposes, and this needs to be 2. Load. Okay. This is very odd because I need to go 2 blocks inside in both directions. I made a mistake in here. Probably the 30 cross 30 would be the right choice. So how to make a 30 cross 30 in here? Because it's up in the air. I could just say 30 cross 30 and then I could say 30 cross 30, and that would make more sense. If I go to this direction, I'll have I will have this. The invisible block shows that actually where the block is and how many blocks are getting to be saved. So here we are getting 1 block. Here we're getting 2 blocks. Okay, so there is a mistake. Not a mistake, but just needs to be adjusted a bit in the right direction. But this is just the empty block, so I could just save it, and then I will just load it from this direction. Now the same way, if I go to the load, I need to probably make it at 28. That would fix everything. Perfect. If I go to this direction, it's perfect. If I go to this direction, it's perfect. And everything else should be okay. Good to go. Now, if I do a 0 means, that means wherever I am with this block, it would start just right here. That's the y coordinates help. So if my block was in this level, then I would have used 1, because I want to make my blocks from this structure, I mean this height. Now my block is in this height, so I want to have it in the same height. I mean starts the right here in this coordinate. So it should be 0 to be loaded. Now if I click on load, be sure that you have only one chance. If you messed it up, it could be a problem. So for this reason, before tapping that on, I'd like to save it first. 32 cross 6 cross 32, black stone. I'll have 32 and 6, and then these relative position. To fix it again, I'll do a 7 to understand where it goes. It goes in here. Now the idea is to go to 31. It should fix it. Perfect block. Now all I have to do is go to this as a 0. Perfect. You can see that everything is selected from here to there. Now I'll just save this block, but this time I will write it as field block. Okay, so far so good. So if we messed up, we can still load it, but hopefully we're not going to mess up. If we do this, if we make a hole, we have the house, the complete house altogether. We can just make a porch. Make sure you lit up properly, because otherwise it will spawn monsters. Since it's totally black, it's hard to see where the lights are. Actually, everything seems to be black. Not that great. I thought of this will look very good, but not that good. Probably we can try with different items next time. So this is one home. I mean one door probably, or probably not. We could make the door somewhere in the middle. Some people like to make it 1. I like to have 2. I like to have 2 in both directions. So when I make a hole, I try to make and go in the same direction, so that I could make a copy paste of the same house later. So probably there is mistake. So this is one door. This is this other door. Looks good. This is not in the center. Probably it would go here. Probably something like this. And probably this one. Okay, so far so good. Now we can just use the door to have the house ready. I like this door, but if you like, you can use any other door. So far so good. Now for the structure block. I have a common structure block. It's called the Alim Armor Single Box 4. And when we save entities, I mean mobs or the chest boxes with items, we must ensure that we're doing an include entities on in both cases, during load and also during save, both times. In the first case, I didn't do the entities. There was no entities. There was no chest boxes, so I didn't enable the entities. So whenever you load any items from the structure blocks as an entity, the box that may have items in it, or probably a mob, you should always enable the entities. Now let's do a load. It is in this position, but I want to have it somewhere 2 blocks from here, because if I put it exactly like 1 block here, it will every time load every time I open my box. There is a problem to that. And it is because the chest box probably I'm using it is a trap chest box, and trap chest box uses a redstone light every time it gets open. So the better thing to do is to put it in this direction 2 blocks. So it is in the Z positive. So I would say 2 blocks of Z. That's it. Load. It does not look good because it's in the opposite direction. We could change it like this, and then this will switch. Actually, this will switch to this. Probably not. Probably -2 +2 +3. Okay. Perfect. We have loaded it in the proper direction. Now we have seen the chest boxes, whatever is in it. The most important one is the blue one. Let me put a blue one somewhere here, and then reload it to just to have a backup. And then we can have some other chest boxes. I could make or have a chest box in here, but I don't want to right now, but we definitely can. Okay, I think we have enough of this. We can also, expand from the minimum chest boxes to the item level. Probably we could do somewhat like this. Armors, minimum crafting, combined one. Raw food 1, crafting stone, valued stone. We have discussed about all of these chest boxes in another video. Please look into that. This is old one. I think this needs to be. Oh no, this is a chest box. This is correct. This is correct. Eggs. This is correct. Compact tool sets, this is correct. Compact tool sets. I think so far so good. We have the right items. Let's make another copy of it in here. Now to make it simple, we start making from the gold armor, then diamond, then netherite, then minimum crafting, and then tools, compact tools, crafting combined 2, wood 1, wood 2. Let's place those up. I could just start from here, and then this, and then netherite, and then minimum crafting. So every time I do this, I also do a sign leveling because I tend to forget things very quickly. So this is gold and diamond armor. golden diamond armor 1. This is v3 version 3 that we are currently on. Probably I will make version 4 if there is a change in the armors. Probably it's not working properly. That could be a reason. This is netherite and then compact tool set. Netherite armor 1 v3 and then compact tools 1. This is the full naming of it. These are the two boxes. These two items needs to be removed. I think it's coming from the compact one. This needs to be removed anyway. I'll remove it. This is not the right version actually. Let me check if it has the version 3. It has the version 3, but it seems like old. But here, probably that is a old compact tools. There's a mistaken compact tools. I need to fix it. If we go to the compact tools somewhere here and there, it should have these fishing rod actually. This is the latest one. That one has some bugs. That one has some bugs actually. This is the right fishing rod that we should use. Name is that Alim fishing Alim's rod compact version. This is the one that we should use. Okay, so far so good. We have, let's have the minimum crafting tools. Combine chest 1, combine chest 2, wood 1, wood 2. We have all this. We put this back. Wood 3, door 1, chest boxes, signs. Probably I missed the crops. Lava, valid stone. Let's just put this together. Let's go to normal mode. It'll be easier. Okay, so wood. Let's start with wood because this is the most important item. You cannot craft wood or take wood in night time. So wood is the most important one because the stones you can get in the night times. Probably this is the wood 1, so this is why it is wood 3, and then door 1, and then we have the chest boxes, and then wish signs, crops. Let's have the crafting stone 1, valued stone, and then water and light. Perfect. Now let's name those up. This is the combined chests 1, 2. 2 is v3. 2 is v3. So how do I know? Because if I hover over to combine chest, whatever the combined chest, you see the chest box 2 is in version 3 mode. So we should write that up, because otherwise I cannot detect which one is correct and which one is not. So this is the right fishing rod. I think minimum crafting chest does not have the proper fishing rods. We should delete the fishing rods. I'll delete those. Food chest 1, raw food, books, spawn eggs. That's it. I think we're good. Food 1, raw food, books 1, spawn eggs. Perfect. This is minimum crafting. Crafting 1. 1, and then tools compact 1. These are the chest box names actually. This is wood 1, 2. This is wood 3 and door, and door 1. This is lava and crops 1, lava 1 and crops 1. And this is a chest and science. Science. This is stone 1 and valid stone 1. This is food 1, raw food 1. This is crops and books. No, books and eggs. Books 1 and eggs 4. Perfect. We have expanded all the items. Finally, I need to write it in here. Armor single box 4. Okay. Perfect. So we have the door, we have the house, everything very quickly we have done. Probably it took quite a lot of time to demonstrate how the structure block works. I missed the corner part actually. Let's demonstrate the corner part and complete this house. Save this house as level 1. I have some empty places in there. Okay, this is a complete house that we could start with. Oh, this is, oh wow! Oof. Whew. We are in luck, guys. Okay, so let's save the house. This is the whole structure, but now I'm going to name it as the strong build house level 1. This is how I name it, house level 1. This is only level 1. And I will include the entities now because it has the chest boxes and everything. I will do a save. We have everything saved. Now if we want to replicate this house anywhere, we just go there and then do the structure block. Perfect, and we can just test it. Somewhere here. And this house, this is the one. Include entities, must check this up. You see where and how it is going to load. So if you want to load it in this same border as this, the way I will do it is as 0 and then 1, because we have started from 1 block. Even under this, because I want to have same level as this, so that should be -1. If I load it now, it will feel natural. Like if there is a floor underneath it, it would be in the same height. That's it. We have the everything in here. Perfect. This is how the structure block works. Now this is how I actually made these 4 levels of house. First I made the level 1 and then make level 2, level 3, level 4, something like this. So this is how you can make things very quickly. Once you have the level 1, you can just go make level 3, 4 very quickly. No problem at all. Oh, one more thing I forgot. This is the corner part actually. So corner part, how it works. Let's say I have the structure block. I say that Alim structure block testing 2. This is my name, let's say. I'm in the save mode. I click on done, but I don't know where and how I'm going to take it. Let's say the idea of this corner, if you want to use corner, I mean automatic mapping, the idea is that wherever you put the structure block, it will start from these coordinates, from this. So on top of the structure block, this way, and then this way, wherever you place your the next structure. So let me demonstrate this. Just like this. So I want to copy all these blocks, all these 4 blocks from there to there. How could I make a structure block calculation? I could just place one structure block in here. Now these structure block will actually take up to this coordinate, not more than that, this up to this, from there to top of this. So let me do it, then it should make more sense. Let me go to this structure block, go to the corner mode, and then paste the same name, and then I will come to the first block and then click on detect. It will detect the same block. You see that I wanted to copy these 4 blocks underneath it, but not on top of it. Nothing will be copied. So it will start from the corner of this to corner of this. It will make more sense if I open the invisible block. You'll see that from where it is copied, the snow weather is actually making a problem to see where it is. Okay, so you see the corners, how it is, and it is always the round figure. You cannot just escape 1 or 2 blocks from here and there. Okay, so I could just save this, and then I can load it anywhere I go. Probably I could do it in here. I'm in the load mode. It will show me where it's going to load, and that's it. I have it. I have these blocks. So thank you very much for watching. This is all about structure block. How can you copy paste, and very quickly you can make a home with any blocks in mind. This is Alim Karim. Thank you. Bye bye.